The Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Humans are a few 100,000. The Rig Veda is over 3,000 years old. That's a canyon of time wide enough to bury civilizations, machines, and empires we will never recover. And check it out. It only took us 100 years to go from Kitty Hawk to the F-35 screaming at Mach speed. 1 century, 1 blink, a lifetime. Why the hell am I doing an episode on a Sanskrit epic? Because aliens have always been here. I'm saying the skies have never been empty. The ancients called them Vimānas. And if you don't believe me, just look around. Fuck, look at Laura Loomer. You're telling me she's human? No chance. That's a fucking alien in a bad disguise. The eyes don't match, the vibes don't compute, and every time she talks, it feels like nails on chalkboard. Aliens are real. They've been here. They're still here. And today, we're ripping it open. Straight out of the Mahābhārata and the Rāmāyaṇa. Strap in. Smoke rises from Kurukshetra. Horses scream. Elephants trample men into dust. Spears snap. The earth is already a grave. And then the fucking sky tears open. Not a storm. Not lightning. A fucking machine. A flying palace. It's like a second sun. The ancients called it a Vimāna. We'd call it a UFO. A flying chariot. A weapon. And this is where the war begins. Arjuna steps into the chariot, sent by his father Indra. He blows the conch, Devadatta, and its cry shakes the horizon. The demons swarm. Then the Vata Kabacha, armed with maces and venom-tipped spears. They chant illusions into the air, swelling their ranks tenfold, weaving shadows into false armies. But Arjuna raises the gahn-DEE-vah. Each arrow splits into 100 meteors. 10 fall from every shot. Their blood rains from the clouds. The illusions burn away. The Siddhas whisper above, "This mortal is Indra reborn." And Arjuna wonders if he is. For the demons, it is the end of the world. They chant their magic, but the fire in the sky erases their brothers. Their general issues commands that disappear into the thunder. The chariot twists the air itself. This is annihilation. The Mahābhārata says Arjuna burned whole sky cities. Imagine villagers looking up to see these gigantic castles that have been there for who knows how long, and then all of a sudden raining down from a machine they cannot even describe. They called it gods at war. Arjuna wasn't the first to turn the heavens into a battlefield. His father Indra was already the storm general. The Rig Veda calls him thunderbolt in hand. His weapon was the Vajra, a lightning cannon, a storm hammer that always returned. When the Asuras lined the horizon with siege towers and multiplied their forces with illusion, Indra broke through the storm in his chariot, raised the Vajra and threw it. Sand melted into glass. Shadows screamed as they vanished. The Asuras hurled chains skyward, their hooks biting into the chariot. Indra waited. He let the weight drag him down, and then he commanded, "Climb." The Vimāna surged upward. Towers toppled, collapsing on their own men. 5,000 crushed beneath the ruins. Indra didn't gloat. He counted the dead. He tallied the towers. He let one general live, so fear could run faster than feet. The Asura soldiers saw it with their own eyes. Thunder ripping through their ranks. Men smoking from the inside. They sang to their children that the generals fought bravely. They never said that the sky turned against them. And then there was Rāvaṇa. 10 heads, 20 arms, the king of Lanka. He stole a palace, the Pushpaka Vimāna, a palace that could grow vast as a city or shrink small enough for one person. To villagers, it was terror dressed as beauty. To Rāvaṇa, it was proof he controlled the earth and the heavens. And he used it to steal Sita, wife of Rama. The forest was silent. Sita cried out, "Touch me not, demon!" But the Pushpaka swallowed her voice. The doors slammed like jaws. There was a hermit who witnessed it in the woods. The Pushpaka, it wasn't a war machine. It was a yacht in the sky. Intimidation through luxury. It's kind of the same way that billionaires launch rockets today. Not to save the earth, but to leave it behind. It was a flex across the heavens while the ground starves. And in the end, that same palace carried Rāvaṇa's corpse back to Lanka. But not all weapons were machines. Some were curses wrapped in mercy. Karna, Arjuna's rival, was the tragedy of the epic. Born a prince, raised an outcast. All his life, he fought for honor, and the gods kept fucking him over. They gave him the Śakti, a one-shot divine spear. Fire it once, and it kills anyone, god or man, but only once. Indra feared it, so he came, disguised as a beggar, asking Karna for help, and Karna gave it away. Only then did the beggar reveal himself. He still used the Śakti once. He killed Arjuna's son, a spear that screamed through the sky like a star unchained. The boy was gone before his body even hit the ground. But that was it. The spear was gone. And when Karna stood against Arjuna himself, his quiver was empty. That was Karna's life. And finally, the escalation ends with Śiva, the destroyer. He doesn't hand out bows or spears. He hands out extinction. Arjuna went into the forest, starved himself, until the world turned dark. Then a hunter appeared. They fought until the sky itself bent. And then, the hunter broke out laughing. He was Śiva. Instead of killing Arjuna, he handed him the Pāśupata Astra, the apocalypse in mantra form. A weapon that could dry seas and burn gods into ash. Not meant to be fired, but to be feared. A deterrent. Śiva didn't invent apocalypse. He standardized it. And that's the arc. Arjuna as the first air raider. Indra, Rāvaṇa, Karna, and Śiva giving out the ultimate red button. That's not random storytelling. That's escalation doctrine. So when the ancients wrote about Vimānas, about thunderbolts that fused sand into glass, about arrows that multiplied into firestorms, don't laugh it off too quick. If we can go from bicycles to stealth jets in one lifetime, imagine what's possible across forgotten millennia. Imagine what has already vanished. Rāvaṇa sits on his throne. His palace shakes with machines not built for men. The Pushpaka hovers above, vast as a city. And on the horizon comes Rāma, prince turned god, warrior turned legend, backed by the armies of men, monkeys, and bears. The war has left the earth. It has gone airborne. This is a showdown. Rāma steps into Indra's own Vimāna, given to him for this final fight. Across the sky, Rāvaṇa rises in the Pushpaka, his stolen palace. Two machines, two kings, two destinies. Below, mortals look up and see gods ready to turn the heavens into hell. Arrows are fired, but these aren't wooden shafts. Each one carries fire, lightning, thunderstorms. One arrow blossoms into rain. Counter arrows burn them into nothing. The air is thick with weapons that are not weapons, but forces of nature, caged in mantra. Rāvaṇa roars, and as Astra scream, Rāma answers, and the world shakes with each shot. The battle is no longer men against men. It is elements themselves unleashed.
I gripped my shield, but it meant nothing against what came. The sky itself was war. Fire rained down, rivers boiled, forests split apart with a sound like bones breaking. One heartbeat it was night, the next it was brighter than dawn. The arrows that tore the air were no arrows at all, but gods battling above us, their fury ripping the world apart. I dropped to my knees, eyes shut tight, praying that when I opened them again, the earth would still be here beneath me.
Rāvaṇa draws his serpent weapon, the Naga Astra, a storm of serpents born of mantra. They coil around Rāma's chariot, but Rāma counters with the Garuda Astra, birds of prey, born from light, tearing the serpents apart.
I am Rāvaṇa, king of Lanka. 10 heads, 10 minds, 10 hungers. I was not born to kneel before man or God. The Pushpaka is mine, a chariot of the sky that bends to my command, swelling vast when I summon my armies, folding small when I ride alone. My astras are storms bound in words, each syllable a weapon, each chant a fire that tears the sky. Let the heavens rage, let Indra's thunder fall, let the earth tremble. I will not bow. I will not fall. Man does not need to have such knowledge.
The war escalates. Astras clash. Skies burn. Finally, Rāma draws the Brahmastra, the weapon of Brahma himself, not meant to be used lightly. It's a weapon that can end worlds. He draws, aims, and releases. The Pushpaka shudders. Rāvaṇa is struck. He falls. The king of Lanka is no more. The Pushpaka, once a palace of pride, now becomes a bearer of death, carrying his body back to the city he ruled through fear.
Prince in exile, My wife was stolen from me. I'm a warrior remade by trial. I do not raise my bow for pride, nor for palaces or crowns or gold. I fight for Dharma, for the order that holds the world together. And that order demands the fall of the 10-headed king. His hunger has tipped the scales, and justice must weigh them true again. The arrows I lose are not mine alone. They are the breath of righteousness, the voice of balance carried on the wind. Through me, the will of Dharma strikes. Man will show you that they are virtuous.
Power always rises faster than wisdom. Thanks for listening. Catch you on the next one. Hit that follow. You like the show? Support us on Patreon. Even $1 goes a long way.
You don't gotta tell me I'm the truth, I already knew. Pull up in a Bentley coupe, then a cockatoo.
Girl, don't call my phone, I know where you been. You like to get messy when you out with your friends. I'm not scared to say that I'm insecure, but you're too scared to say that you want more. Girl, don't call my phone, I know where you been. You like to get messy when you out with your friends. I'm not scared to say that I'm insecure, but you're too scared to say that you want more.
You don't gotta tell me I'm the truth, I already knew. Pull up in a Bentley coupe, then a cockatoo. You don't gotta tell me I'm the truth, I already knew. Pull up in a Bentley coupe, then a cockatoo. You don't gotta tell me I'm the truth, I already knew. Pull up in a Bentley coupe, then a cockatoo. You don't gotta tell me I'm the truth, I already knew. Pull up in a Bentley coupe, then a cockatoo.
Girl, don't call my phone, I know where you been. You like to get messy when you out with your friends. I'm not scared to say that I'm insecure, but you're too scared to say that you want more. Girl, don't call my phone, I know where you been. You like to get messy when you out with your friends. I'm not scared to say that I'm insecure, but you're too scared to say that you want more.